Entering the summer season in 2022, goes to Cheered Up with Legends anime that gets a newest season after waiting for a long time for several years, some new anime series that should give a new euphoria. Isekai Anime, which is still the prima donna for enthusiasts, coming for the right time to watch in this season. We will present the top 10 new Isekai Anime with overpowered characters that will showing in the summer of 2022. Keep watching this video, and stay awesome. Let's go! My Isekai Life. My Isekai Life is adapted from the light novel of the same name, from mangaka Shinka Shoto. The story follows the adventures of Yuji Sano. While working on Black Company employee, Yuji receives a notification inviting him to another world. However, after the countdown on the message ended, he suddenly transferred into another world that looked strange for him. Yuji wakes up in a colorful world like a game. Suddenly, the blue slime come to him. While going looking for information, his profession in the other world turned into a monster tamer. Thus, now Yuji is determined to become a strong sage, with the help of his new slimes and skills, and then explores a mysterious world full of magic. Yuji acquired overwhelming power, blindly becoming unparalleled and strongest sage in the world. Black Summoner. A middle-aged teenager who suddenly wakes up and is already in the another world, with behind story of his death still mysterious. Heading out into a whole new world as a summoner, Kelvin begins his new life as an adventurer, and it isn't long before he discovers his hidden nature memories as a battle junkie. From the Black Knight of the ancient castle of evil spirits to the demon within the hidden cave of the sage, he had fun in the fight against one formidable enemy after another. Having a fairly good reputation, even being considered a legend. It was not difficult for him to find a partner in going on adventures in that world. Coming with an overpowered adventurer in an exhilarating, loyal, and epic saga, as he and his allies carved their way into the annals of history. A harem in a fantasy world labyrinth. An isekai anime that awakens your appetite when you see under the guise of fan service an anime with themes ecchi harem. This anime will release in July 2022. Struggling with life and society with story of bullied boys and high school student named Michio Kaga. He was very introvert and close person, wasting his life surfing with internet and lands on an odd website. Upon completing his character, Kaga was transported to a game, like Fantasy World and reborn as a strong man who can claim idol-level girls. The begins adventure after reborn into another world, Iwantobe of the great magician and the most harem legend. Like the usual isekai templates, he can't return to his original world and must survive there by various means. Uncle from Another World. This comedic anime take different from many others, because it focuses on the aftermath of being isekai. The animation not seem the best, but this anime have a unique story. Takafumi's uncle fell awake into a coma, but now he's back like a man risen from his grave, in 17 years ago. Soon, Takafumi discovers two weird things. His uncle treasures video games above all else. While unconscious, he was actually took away to another world as some heroic guardian. He also tries to catch up on 2 decades of technological advancements, making for this entertaining dynamic between two very contrasting characters. You will see the golden moments like a history smartphones, high-speed internet, modern anime tropes and the traumatic outcome of the 90s console war. Parallel World Pharmacy. After losing his little sister to rare incurable disease, the most famous medicist in the world, Kanji Yakutani gave it his all to cure patients by dedicating his life to inventing new medicines. After working himself to death at the age of 31, the former pharmacist wakes up as a 10-year-old child, reincarnated into a medieval world as Falma. Falma realizes that his body is host to the guardian deity of medicine. The boy has been granted the mythical divine arts of creation and reduction, as well as the ability to instantly diagnose illnesses in people's bodies. He soon discovers the terrible state of medicine in this world, not accessible to all, only nobles are able to medical care service, which is ineffective at best and detrimental at worst. Using modern knowledge and his divine powers in the past, Falma gradually makes entrust his passion as a pharmacist despite his young age, even earning the recognition of all people around him. Arifureta, Phantom Adventure and Miraculous Encounter. Arifureta, From Commonplace to World's Strongest will be getting a new OVA episode in September 2022 following after broadcast of the final episode in Season 2. After experiencing betrayal, then he was rising up into an overpowered character and made many surprises everyone's in the first season. The next up, followed by a long adventure in next season that focuses on Hajime, who decides to escort Arisen and protect Miu and her mother to take them home. In this OVA, Hajime was worried about prepared the farewell to Miu that would happen when the journey started again. Hajime and his friends were talking about the 7 great legends of Ilisin before they left for the trip, but all of them were missed. However, in the final 7th adventure, he had to deal with a mysterious giant creature and is blown into the world of a devastated city. Hajime, who planned to start its search for the stray Miu, fulfills a magic happened in there. Sword Art Online Progressive, Scherzo of Deep Night. After the successful screening of the first movie on December 11, 2021 ago. Finally, the second Sword Art Online, Progressive Scherzo of Deep Night movie announced its release date, which according to the trailer and official website coming up in September 10, 2022. The setting of the story of Asuna and Kuroto's adventures will focus on the 5th floor of Aincrad and the terror of the player-killer guild Laughing Coffin. Sword Art Online Progressive Scherzo of Deep Night itself is the 3rd film in the Sword Art Online franchise, after the 2017 release of Ordinal Scale and Progressive Aria of A Starless Night in 2021. Since its premiere last October, Sword Art Online Progressive itself managed to earn as much as 349 million yen in its first week of broadcast and immediately topped the box office in Japan. Let's see if the second film from Sword Art Online Progressive will also have the same success as the first film. Overlord Season 4. One of anime masterpiece from Studio Madhouse, will premiere in summer 2022. If it's based on the light novel, Overlord Season 4 will enter the Paladin of the Holy Kingdom arc. It tells the story of the Holy Kingdom of Roble seeking help from Ainzul Gaon to fight against the forces of the Dark Kaiser, Juldaboth. The Holy Kingdom of Roble, or known as the Holy Kingdom itself, is a country inhabited by the human race, where the kingdom is surrounded by a large wall to protect against attacks from outside. So that in the 4th season we will see a big battle between the human troops from the Holy Kingdom of Roble, who will cooperate with the undead troops led by Ainzul Gaon, against the demi-human troops led by Dark Emperor Juldaboth. Danmachi Season 4. One of hype anime, with genre survival fantasy released in 2015, is Danmachi. I really love Danmachi, because the main character coming from zero to hero and has unique storyline. The adaptation of this anime series is still being handled by the same studio, JC staff. In Danmachi, it is told about Bel Cranel, a low-level adventurer who likes to visit a dungeon. One day, he met a boss monster and was stuck in a desperate situation. Under these conditions, a beautiful blonde adventurer, Ace Wallenstein, comes and saves Bel. As a result of that incident, Bel and the goddess who always accompanies him, Hestia, struggle to become a strongest adventurers in that world. The survivor adventurer Bel Cranel has leveled up and overpowered drastically, but he can't rest on his underground glory. The Hestia Familia still has a many problems solved before it can stand toe with the other Familias of Ororio, but before Bel can plan on his next mission. He got bad issue like reports of a brutal murder rock the adventuring community. One of Bel's trusted allies betrayed and stands accused of the horrible crime. Bel and his friends to clear their name and unmask the truth behind a nefarious plot brewing in the dungeon's dark depths. The Devil is a Part-Timer Season 2. After waiting 9 years since the anime coming in first season, finally this anime have a background story of the Demon King got a second season in summer 2022. Even though it has visuals that have improved quite drastically, however, there is something a little beyond expectations. 3Hz Studio, who worked on this anime in Season 2. 3Hz Studio gave birth to a lot of anime series like a waifu specialist character designs that are cute, kawaii, and funny. Meanwhile, The Devil is Part-Timer was an anime-focused action-adventure and visual stunning animation. Come back in main story, after the battle with the heroes, the Demon King and his loyal general retreated and went to a parallel universe. Where they enter the human realm, both are forced to assume their human identities because they cannot return to their former world. They then live ordinary human lives until they can find a better solution. Shada, the main character and former overpowered demon lord, must work full-time in cafe to survive in his current world. He has to live a normal life like human being, like having a new family.